Hey there friends, it's Dominique from the Pixie Planner. Welcome to my channel. We've got a different setup today and I'm sorry if you hear some noise. I'm in my sunroom, so there are going to be some cars driving around, but hopefully that's not going to be too disrupting. But I want to cover something today that I have gotten lots of questions on recently from fellow Instagram followers and YouTubers, and that is, what are morning pages? And how am I implementing them into my morning routine? So first off, I'll say that morning pages originates from the book The Artist's Way. I have not read that book. I have only learned about morning pages through watching YouTube videos such as this one, and also reading some blog posts on individuals who have made morning pages a part of their own routine. So morning pages are a type of stream of consciousness writing, and it's meant to be for clarification of thoughts and feelings, and it's a method for you to get these thoughts onto paper and to better make sense of everything. Now you can write about literally whatever you want. If you're curious about the dream you had the night before, you can write about that. If you got in an argument or in a deep conversation and you're just trying to process it more, or you find that it's just lingering in your mind and you're not able to get rid of it, this is a good place to go ahead and talk yourself through. It's also a way for you to just organize your thoughts for the day. Now, there's really no right or wrong way to do morning pages. The whole idea, though, is to fill 3 full pages, this stream of consciousness writing, just having a conversation with yourself about anything and everything without stopping. So without any interruptions, you're really wanting to just flow these thoughts onto paper. Now, I started doing morning pages quite a few months ago, and I still keep up with it as part of my daily routine. So what I like to do is I get up early in the morning, usually around 5:30 in the morning, and it's my quiet time. My husband is not yet up, so I don't have any distractions, because that is something that you want to try to avoid. You don't want your already distracted brain to be pulled in different areas if someone is trying to talk to you, or if you have emails going off, or even your phone starting to ring. As soon as I wake up, I'll come downstairs and I will pour myself a glass of water, so that way I start hydrating right away. Then I come out into my sunroom, which is where we are right now, because it gets so much light and it really sets the tone for me and gives me a very peaceful, tranquil vibe, so that way my brain is truly focused on what I am attempting to write on these pages. A lot of the times when I do my morning pages, I do like to have some music playing in the background, but I don't play anything with words because, again, we want to limit any distractions, and it's easy to start singing along to your favorite song and just get pulled away from where you're trying to really focus your thoughts. So I keep my music without words, and it's usually nature sounds. So I love sounds of the ocean or rainforest or just rain in general. Just really peaceful and comforting music, so that way I am feeling like I'm in a good headspace to start off. So as I'm writing and I have my music going, I always make sure that I am also comfortable as I'm writing. The stream of consciousness writing is all freehand, and so it's something that we're not used to, and that being because we are using a lot of computers nowadays and not much pen to paper anymore. So you're gonna find that your hand gets tired actually really quickly and really easily. So I like to make sure that I'm in a nice, comfortable chair, and I also have some pillows propped up in my lap so that my notebook is nice and stable as I'm writing. The notebook that I use currently is this one from Staples. It's just a simple lined notebook, and I love it because with the spiral I can fold it on itself and I don't have this big wide space that I'm having to write across. It keeps it nice and compact. It's college rule, so that really allows my handwriting to flow naturally. And I always make sure that I use a comfortable pen too, a pen that is going to flow smoothly, that has a nice grip, because again, as you are writing this freehand style, it's gonna be worth investing in a good pen, or at least one. I actually use the G2, Pilot G2, because it has such a smooth flow and it has this nice rubber grip. My hand does very well with this, so I highly recommend investing in a good quality pen that is going to allow the ink to flow smoothly and have a nice grip for you. Now, by no means do you have to shell out a lot of money to get started on morning pages. I'm sure a lot of you out there already have plenty of blank notebooks that you are wondering what the heck to do with. So use what you have. If you feel like buying something brand new and shiny, by all means, go ahead and do it. But I think this is a good opportunity for us to use what we already have for our supplies. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, you are literally just writing all of the thoughts that you are holding currently in your mind. So wherever your pen wants to start with your writing, that's where you're gonna go. There is no right or wrong way. A lot of the times I will try to process concerns that I've been carrying with me over the past, couple weeks or couple days. And it's a way for me to kind of talk myself through the whole process of trying to find closure or even a conclusion to some of these things. Now, some of the things that I have gained from doing morning pages every morning is, of course, mental clarity. I am much better able to process concerns and thoughts that I carry with myself throughout the days. Also, it has helped tremendously with my anxiety. I do suffer from anxiety, and first thing in the morning, my brain can get busy and sometimes overwhelmed with the thought of having a busy day ahead or not having things complete and resolved from the day before. So I have found that by doing my morning pages and really emptying my mind of all of these floating thoughts, I can start my day off with much more calm and on a more positive note. What I like to do with my pages is I'll use the first 2 pages as my brain dump, which again is where I'm gonna write everything and anything that is on my mind. And then I like to save my last page, my 3rd page, to do kind of a run through of what I want my day to look like. So I will go ahead and write it out almost like I'm writing a story. I ask myself what would make today amazing, what are some things that I absolutely need to get done today, and I also like to add at the very end 3 things that I am grateful for, so that way I'm finishing my morning practice with my morning pages on a positive note and starting my day off right. I think it's great to throw in a little gratitude at the end, because as we're doing our morning pages, we are working through a lot of tough issues, and a lot of what we carry with us that we are emptying out onto paper is negative thought and also sometimes limiting self-belief. So it's great to add at the end some gratitude to go ahead and bring yourself back up, raise those vibrations, and really welcome the day ahead. Now, I mentioned in the beginning that it was really important to avoid distractions so that you can really maintain your focus. So that does raise a concern with many people who have children or live with family members, because there can be a lot of busyness going on in the house, and of course these are sacred pages, so the last thing you want to think of is if someone is looking over your shoulder and watching you as you're writing. So I highly recommend that if you're going to be starting morning pages, that you have a discussion with your significant other or your family members to let them know that this notebook is off limits. It is your private space, and you kindly ask them to respect your privacy. This is a very important step, because unless you have confidence that your notebook is going to be private, you're not going to really be able to be honest and open with yourself because that fear is going to be lingering in the back of your mind. So you want to be able to go to this notebook as if it is your life coach. You are looking for guidance. You are telling it your deepest secrets to find resolution and comfort within yourself. So you have to maintain honesty with what you're writing in order to truly get the most out of it. I mentioned in one of my previous videos, which I'll link in the cards above, it was a video on my 5 journaling friends, and my notebook is what I consider to be my life coach. And in the very beginning, I told my husband what it was that I was trying to achieve in starting morning pages, and he kindly respects my privacy, and I don't have that fear and worry that this is going to be spoiled by somebody else's eyes. Now, not everybody is able to maybe trust their family or significant others, so if this is an issue in the back of your mind, a couple things you can do are, of course, hide the notebook, get creative, try to find a spot, or if you have a safe, you can put it in there. And another thought is also, once you are done writing your pages, tear those pages out and shred them or burn them safely, but destroy them. And the thing that I like about a spiral notebook is that you can easily tear those pages out, unlike a bound notebook where it would just destroy the binding of it. So it makes it easy with something that is spiral bound, so that way you can tear it out, destroy it, and not have that worry lingering in the back of your mind. So I'd like to finish by giving you my top 3 tips for starting your own morning pages practice. Number 1, throw your perfectionism out the window. When it comes to morning pages, again, since you are minimizing distractions, you don't want to be worrying about your spelling, your handwriting, your penmanship. You want to be focusing on getting these words onto paper. So when completing morning pages, it's really about just following that flow. If you misspell something, keep going. If you're doing a run-on sentence, keep going. If you are switching from one thought to the next, keep going, because our brains do that. And again, this is kind of like a narration that you are writing for everything that is floating around in your head. Number 2, make sure you have supplies that you love. In order to really build this as a consistent habit, I think it is really important for you to feel comfortable and really enjoy the notebook and pen that you use. This is something that you want to, again, be making a habit every single morning. So if a pretty notebook draws you to this practice, by any means, buy a pretty notebook. If a fountain pen just feels good and gets you excited, use a fountain pen. But you do want to make sure that whatever it is that you're using actually brings you joy when you look at it, and of course when you sit down to actually do your practice. And number 3, if you don't know what to write about, don't worry. Just start getting your pen onto paper and the words will come to you. There were plenty of mornings when I came downstairs and I got all set up, notebook and pen in hand, and I had no idea what I wanted to write about, where to even start. So what I actually started with was saying that today is going to be a beautiful day. And from there, my pen would just kind of take over. You will be amazed at how random our thoughts are and how quickly they come to mind with just the simple start of putting pen to paper. So don't stress about not being sure of what to write. The point is just to start writing. If that means you're literally writing, I don't know what I'm writing, my hand is already getting tired and blah, 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 then by all means do that, because you will see that within a couple of sentences, it is going to switch, the light bulb will go off, and these thoughts are going to start flowing onto paper. So do not stress if you don't have anything to start writing. Just start with anything and the rest will come. I hope you guys found this video helpful and that I was able to answer some of the questions that I've been getting. The practice of morning pages has truly been such a wonderful addition to my morning habits. And without it, I'm sure that I would still be a crazy stress ball filled with anxiety. And I really can't praise this practice enough. I highly, highly recommend that you at least give it a try. Maybe give yourself a week of trying it out and see how it affects your moods, see how it affects your clarity and helps you process things. I know for myself, it has helped me to start my mornings off with a more calm, relaxed mentality, and it really helps me set the tone for a more successful day. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate you guys so very much. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and joining the family. I will see you guys again very soon in my next one. Bye.